Alright guys, several of you are continuously not able to complete these comp tests. So I am making a one-stop shop video for these comp tests. Now every week we're going to give you a different letter or number, so you can't just watch for the answers, but I really need you to watch and pay attention to how I am completing these papers and what it is that I'm doing, okay? So number one, most people generally get correct because it's pretty easy. You just add. 8 plus 7 is 15, plus 5 is 20, carry the 2, 18, that's 10, so that's 28, carry the 2, that's 6, that's 13, 22, carry the 2, whoops, did I mess up? Yep. Oh no, sorry. That was, carry the 2. So that is 9 plus 6 is 15 plus 8 is 23. So again, number one, very, very basic. Very few people get it wrong. Number two, a lot of people still really struggle with knowing how to borrow. So I cannot take 7 from 3, so I have to borrow from my neighbor. Well, my neighbor's not home. So I go to the next neighbor. This is a 4. Now I want to put a 1 here, but I still need to carry over here, so this actually becomes a 9, and that becomes a 10. So now 13 minus 7 is 6, 9 minus 3 is 6. I cannot take 9 from 4, so again I gotta borrow. I gotta go way over here. Again, I'm dropping off, so 9, 9, 10. 14 minus 9 is 5, 9 minus 5 is 4, 9 minus 6 is 3, 5 minus 4 is 1. Okay. Again, this is homework H, so it may not be the one that you're working on, but this is the one that we most recently did. Okay, question 3. A lot of people are forgetting all those great rules that we learned about in our notes. Okay, you learned 6th grade decimal rules a long time ago, but in your journal on page 3, we took decimal notes, so get those notes out. Your notes are for you to keep going back and forth to look at. Okay, we did this foldable. I know that for adding and subtracting decimals, I have to line up my decimals. Some of you guys are forgetting that. Again, use your notes. So the decimal on 400, I don't see one. If it's out of sight, you stick it to the right. So 400 point. You line up your decimal, then you fill in with those magic numbers. A lot of people are missing this very easy basic question because you're not being careful. You should be able to draw a line up and down. Okay, now comes this borrowing business. So 3, 9, 9, 9, 9, 10. 10 minus 8 is 2, 9 minus 7 is 2, 9 minus 6 is 3. Bring my decimal down. 9 minus 3 is 6. Bring down the 3. Whoops, sorry, I missed a number. Okay, be very careful that you don't miss a number. Again, the hardest thing about number 3 every single time is going to be lining up those decimals. Okay, be careful. Number 4. Number 4, I even had you write on your paper to line up your decimals. Okay, 3.79. Now the number 84, there's no decimal. Again, we wrote in our paper, in our notes, if it's out of sight, I stick it to the right. Okay? Don't tell me that it doesn't have a number. If you don't see a number, you stick it on the right. So that means the decimal's right here. A lot of people are being really careless. I don't think it's that you don't know it. I think it's just that you're rushing or you're being careless. I'm careful to line up my decimal, 9.5. Filling in these zeros to make them look the same. And then bam, it's easy. You're just adding. Again, bring your decimal down, 97.29. Guys, these comp tests are meant to help your grade, but they're also meant just for you to keep practicing the things that you're going to need to be successful this year in 7th grade. Okay. Number 9. Remember, when you're multiplying, I ignore the decimal. So I'm just really multiplying 59 times 46. I don't need that 0. I'm just multiplying 59 times 46. Again, if you don't know your multiplication, this is going to be a struggle. 9 times 6 is 54. Carry the 5. 35. Okay. Next row, remember your placeholder. 4 times 9, and I'll do it in a different color. 4 times 9 is 36. Carry 3, 23, 2. Now I simply add these numbers up. Okay. Now I go back up top and count how many numbers are after the decimal. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my decimal goes right here. So 0.2714 was my answer. Alright. A lot of you did a lot of really good work on number 6, but you're missing it because you're not reading the directions, the tenths place. So remember what I told you, the first person in line is the first person in the house. So 453.9 gets to go in the house. 0.56 is outside the house. You have to divide by a whole number. So I have to make this a whole number. Move it 1, 2 hops. So inside, move it 1, 2 hops. Fill in with the 0. Okay. And now I just multiply and divide. Sorry, divide. This is where you have to be super careful to line up your decimals, because if you forget one little space, you're going to forget that 0. So I look at each single digit. Does 56 go into 4? No, put a 0. Does 56 go into 45? No, put a 0. Does it go into 453? Yes. So I'm just going to use some mental math, and I'm going to say, well, 56 is really close to 60. So if I count 60, 120, 180, 6 times 4 is 240, times 5 is 300, I'm getting close, times 6, 7 would be 420, I'm getting there, 480. So it's my number's going to be somewhere in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to try 8 and see what it equals. Again, I don't know my 56, so I am going to do the math on the side, and it is okay to do that. That's 8, 4, that's 44. Oh, really, really close. So let's put it. 448. Okay, subtract, and you get 5. Bring down that 9. Oh, I know that one. That's easy. It goes in there one time. 56, 3. Notice I'm being very, very, very intentional to bring those zeros down and to put numbers directly on top. This is the part that messed up some people, because they said, oh, it can't go in there, so I need to add another 0. Which you do, but you cannot forget to add this 0 up here. Okay? Then you can bring another 0 inside. And 300 was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 was really close, so let's check to see what it equals exactly. Oh, 33. Oh, that was too much, so I'm going to do 5. Whoops, sorry. 56 times 5. 280, that's a lot closer. Okay, so 5 goes up here. 280. It says the tenths place, which I know is the number right after the decimal. But I still have to look at this number. Oh, sorry. I still have to look at this number to see if I'm going to round. So I need to actually finish out one more time. So I know that equals 20. Bring down another 0. I know that 50 cents 4 times is 200, but that's going to be a little bit too much, so I'm going to say 3. 56 times 3, 168. Okay, so this 3 tells me I let it rest. So my answer is 810.5. And again, I know that's ugly math and that's a lot, but it's not hard. And you guys have to be careful. You're going to be working with bigger numbers this year, okay? Alright, last one on this side, number 7. My 24s will... If I know I'm dividing by a big number, sometimes I like to come to the side and just write them out. If you double 24, it's 48. Okay? If I add 24 more, that's 72. Plus 24, that's 96. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 is 96. Add 24 more. Whoops, and you get 120, which is 5. Okay, let's just stop there and see if that helps us. So, does 24 go into 7? No, add a 0. Does 24 go into 73? Yeah, it gets really close right here, 72. So 3, 72. 1, bring down, 2. Does not go in there. Do not forget to put that 0 because your answer would be wrong if you forgot that 0. So bring down the 4. 124. Well, I saw that that was 120, which is really, really close, so I'm going to put a 5 and 120. 4. Now, normally I would think, okay, let me keep going as a decimal, but the question says to make it a fraction. So instead of adding a decimal, I simply take this number, my remainder, and it becomes my numerator. And then remember, what you divide by is actually your denominator. And I was really proud of a lot of you. A lot of you have come a long way on this and are continuing to try. And you got this, which was so close. But you need to simplify your fraction. I know that those can be divided by 4, so it's 1/6. So the big thing to remember is, when you get a remainder, instead of adding a decimal, all you do is put your remainder up top. It becomes your numerator. And your denominator stays the same, and then make sure you simplify, okay? I really hope that you're watching this video and it's like, oh man, that's what I need. If it's still not helping, I really need you to come to tutorials, because these are basic skills that you really need to have in order to be successful, okay? I'll make another video to do the questions on the back. See you in a minute.